the name of God, the beneficent, the most merciful. Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Wait till some of my brothers chime in. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, like the channel, support my channel, support what I got going on. Wait till a few of you chime in before I get started. I'm gonna wait from a few of you to chime in before I get started here. Well, I'll wait till a few of you guys chime in before I get started. We are tired of this game plan. You know, America would just have to do justice by us or just let us go. I said, America is in trouble. And I said, God is about to wipe this nation from the face of this earth. Now, listen. I'm not crazy and I'm not drunk. But how long do you think that America that can do evil and not face the judgment and wrath of God? See, they asked me this morning about the president morality. Well, how you feel about the president that's moral? Well, I said, what kind of president that we ever had that was moral? I said, the founding fathers of this nation were slaveholders. You see, they raped black women and gave them babies, but never of their own children. You see, ever since we've been here 400 years, there's been one war or after another. Peace, peace, they say, when there's no peace. So the country can never be said to be the white man's own. So are these constitutions made for you and I? Well, in fact, I don't have them at all. You see, they put a little trick on the 13 commandments. However, they call it citizenship. But however, you've been convicted with the crime. Now they're trying to make more black people be convicted with the crime to rob them to whoever's guaranteed. See, you are trickily, deceitfully demonically said that you engave us, but every time we try to exercise the rights that you say we have, you find a way to destroy it. See, they raped our black women and gave them babies that was never them. You know, when the president disgraced the overall office of what he did with Monica Lewinsky. See, there was murder in this overall office. You seen the killing of kings and rulers. You see, their nation and their governments was heads and outlaws and masters of assassinators. So when has this overall office ever been a moral place? See, if my words frighten you, then wait till I finish. See, many of us today, we play with God, but we want God to be all loving and merciful. Yes, he loves us, all right, but he kills people out from that very same love. And see, you can put Hitler, Genghis Khan, Tabla Khan, Tamerlane, and even Vladimir Putin. So you can put them all in the same vote. But notice that they never kill as many people as God. But God kills and destroys people out of his love for righteousness. And he hates us when we refuse to bow down and submit ourselves for his mercy before it's too late. So how many of us had a good mother? You had a good father that warns somebody and says, hey, look now, you're doing wrong. Now please change from your behavior. And then all of a sudden, you get a letter that was in the mail. And at least you can say, I tried all that I can do. And even the little brother that was singing in the choir, because he done all that he can when tears was flowing through this young brother's eyes, that he done all he can, because death has now entered into America. One disaster after another. And oh, my brothers and sisters, get a grip. Now, what do you think this rain is? Now, what do you think this wind is? Now, what do you think the fire is? The unusual rain and the unusual snow, the violent winds, the pestilence. You see, famine is here. And more famine is on its way. And Mickey D says, you'll look at your own fat children's. Okay. Look, America in Jeremiah 50:24, America is in the grip of ancient Babylon. So Jeremiah 50:24, if you like to be caught in the snare, as he set a snare for ancient Babylon. So America is in the same snare as ancient Babylon was during the time of her persecuting the Jews. If God called the Jews a black people, then it was for that purpose. But I got to speak this truth to you. See, 6,000 years the devil been on our planet. It had been one war right after another. So you cannot live with them in peace, because peace was never in the nature of a people that God came to see. So Trump, he says, there are strange things happening right now on our skies. Well, if you go to the Bible and read what Isaiah says in 18 verse 1, whom to the land shadowed with rings. Huh? Wait a minute. What is this brother saying? I say it again. Isaiah 18 verse 1, in the first chapter, it says, whom to the land that shadows with rings. Well, what is this referring? Well, you see, the planes that's shadowing throughout the skies daily. When you say, well, plane, what plane you talking about? I ain't talking about no drone, my brother. I ain't talking about no UAP. But this is none other than, y'all might say, well, they identified, because I don't know. If you just don't know, you just don't know, right? And I've been saying it all along, that the motherships is here. And listen to me. It can attack you, but you can't attack it. Huh? Well, it can attack you, but you can't attack it. You know, they are so advanced. Yes. And they don't need no power from the earth, my brothers. Because it can produce its own power. Yes. What they failed to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why they're here too. I'm going to tell you how long they travel. Because no drone travel through 40 miles. I don't care what they talk, because they don't have no certain knowledge, but only conjecture. These things travel 40 miles through Earth gravity. Whenever it needs refueling, whenever it needs the ingredients, wherever it needs hydrogen and oxygen, it can produce its own power. This is why you have to understand what the Bible says in Luke 21:25. There will be signs and wonders displayed in the heavens and earth. They can't shoot this thing down. See, your President Trump says shoot them down. They can't shoot them down. Yeah, I know. I love my kids, but I just want to keep you aware of what we up against. See, you got to realize, I love you. I want to give you this because I love you. We up against a powerful enemy that God came to see. See, when God says he's going to come around his holy ones, thousands of his holy ones, he's going to come around. So if you believe in God, then you ought to believe in a deliverer that can deliver you from the hands of the oppressors who have brought us here and brought us into this mess. You know, the Bible said God gave dominion who he gave dominions to. And he gave dominions to a people. He gave power to Pharaoh. And Pharaoh thought he can rule. He thought he can dictate. And see, Pharaoh being a hard taskmaster. And see, as least we was down here, we got so comfortable eating the leeks, the cucumbers, the garlic, the fish, those things that was tasty. And see, God comes by pillar cloud and by pillar fire. And he says those things that you was hooked on in the first place wouldn't be good for you. So I'm trying to get you right back on track. But we got to remember, all along, that the food we eat was processed, chemicals. And the people, like, since we are down here, see, you know what they did to Moses? I wonder why Moses didn't lead us down to Egypt. You see. Because those things that you was eating wouldn't be good for you in the first place. See, when you hear in America, and when you know that babies is murdered, right? Young babies is murdered because they trying to set up a new unformed story that is starting to get to a point that it's starting to get to a point that it's too many of you. And you need to kill your firstborns. See, now, where are you going to do that for? Because he put out this unformed story that is starting to be too many? And you need to kill your birthrights? No. The woman here in America needs to increase their birthrights, especially the black woman. But he needs to find ways that you can kill your children in order for him to shelter you and feed you. See, this is why they said to Moses, I wonder why Moses didn't lead us down in Egypt. But you were so comfortable. And you, first of all, you was just complaining. You was just babbling, whining, and complaining to get released from Egypt. You see? But God is trying to get us back on track. You see? Pharaoh and his political party was coming to an end. Don't you see? America and her political party is coming to an end because they had not done one basic principle, and that's to bring the black man his freedom, his justice, his equality. But you see, when it comes to a race of people, and I'm not racist, I want y'all to know that. But when it comes to a race of people, they don't have it in them. Because it's not in their nature to love you. That's why most of the black man and woman wants to integrate with the enemy. See, you are in love with the enemy. So if God sends down his judgment on the enemy that you are in love with, you start saying, well, no, God. I ain't going with you. But if God sends down his judgment on the enemy that you are in love with, you start saying, the hell with you, God, I ain't going with you unless there's some good white people. Then you start making yourself busy trying to find someone good that you can tell your God to your own God. See, you remind me of Abraham. See, when he went to the angels and told the angels, would he destroy the righteous with the wicked? He said, well, go see, can you find 50? You find 50, I will now spare the city. See, Abraham, he couldn't find 50. They would say, go see, can you find 40? He said, well, go see if you can find 30. Make sure y'all hit that like button. And he said, well, go see if you can bring me one outside of Lot and his families. If you can bring me one, I spare the city. See, God delays judgment so that the people that he has judged are not worthy of what they bought to get. See, America is facing a judgment similar to that of ancient Babylon. Make sure y'all hit the like button. You know what I mean? I appreciate if you guys will just hit the like button for me. That like button don't cost you anything. Don't cost you a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter. Or even 50 cents. It don't cost you nothing. But I say, America, she's facing a judgment. A similar judgment with ancient Babylon. So I say this to my people, if you like to be caught in a snare, as he set the snare for ancient Babylon. So Revelation 18 verse 4, I'm going to close out with this one. Come out for my people. Because their sins has heaped all up into the heavens. God has remembered her in iniquity. So now you got to reward her even as she has rewarded you. Double unto her double as she endeavored to yours. The country is filled with morality. It's filled. Everybody got their cup. And they pitching. They pitching in. I'm telling you, get your cup and don't pitch in. Because come out of her. Cast all your anxieties on him. Because he cares for you. And be alert. The enemy, the adversary, seeking who he may devour.